Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks feel like. What Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks grip like. Duluth Wild Boar mocks with no slip grip. Comfy like a fuzzy bunny. Grippy like a big bad boar. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
When heartburn comes creeping up on you, fight back with relief so smooth, it's fast. Tums Smoothie starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Mommy, I made poo-poo!
That's great, honey. Where?
Life's bleachable moments need Clorox bleach.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunny to partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We say happy Friday happily.
Yes,
happy
we
Friday.
do.
TGIF to you. We've made it to the week. AMHQ, America's Morning Headquarters. An Arctic outbreak blasting through 2/3 of the nation. We're going to get you ready for this. It starts in steps, but it is in full turn next week.
We're going to talk with winter weather expert Tom Nizzle about that and one of the biggest storms on the planet. We're going to explain how Super Typhoon Nuri is transforming into a powerful winter storm.
Oh, wow. And the ship that could take people to Mars, are you ready for this? An incredible first look at the Orion spacecraft inside the facility at Cape Canaveral. We actually did a live shot from the launch pad. Nobody else has right now on AMHQ. Even before we walk to the wall, we spare no expense. I can't afford to sing the actual birthday song, Maria, but I will do it in verse. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maria. Happy birthday to ya.
So dramatic. I love the dramatic reading. Thank you.
Let's get to the big board. We'll show you exactly what's going on. We'll start with this big area of high pressure that's got at least 14 states underneath it. This means you get a nice day, you get a nice day, you get gorgeous sunshine, you get mild to the normal air. But enjoy it, because what we're talking about is the huge change that comes from the weekend into the first part of next week. Step one, we get a little cool air here. This is just slightly cooler than normal. We're talking about 5 degrees cooler along the coastline, up to 10 degrees cooler inland. This will have a little punch of snow. And you'll notice by the time you get to Caribou that it's all snow. So Maine will collect another little snow. This will be, what, twice this week? Everyone else will get at least a mixture in the cold air and right along the coastline. Even in New York today, it'll just be some quick showers. This is the monster that you'll be hearing about all weekend, and it changes weather patterns for most of our nation. As this thing moves toward the North American coastline, it will actually check the jet stream. That means we're going to open the door to some cold air. Do not let people call this a polar vortex. Again, every time they whip out that phrase, they're never really quite sure what they're talking about. That is the coldest pocket of air that sits right around the pole in the northern hemisphere. We won't get that, but we will get just an edge of that. Our forecasters like to use the word lobe, so we'll get just a little drift of that, but it's cold enough to drop temperatures in some cases 25 degrees cooler than normal. Don't pay attention to the real numbers for next week just yet. Pay attention to the trend. That's 20 to 25 degrees colder than normal. Maria, how long does it last?
It's going to be hanging around for sure, but we have to start today, right? Because some of us are actually on the warmer side, a little bit of the up and down across the Midwest. Let's take you to Chicago and Detroit, as well as Indianapolis. And you've got a picture of 3 beautiful cities and 3 cities that'll be experiencing all kinds of changes over the next few days, and even some showers in some of these metro areas. So let's break it all down for you, because a lot to get through, and help you plan what we're calling a Midwest mood swing. And the reason why we're doing that is because we've got the ups and you've got the downs. For Chicago, your down is tomorrow at 42. You're back up on Sunday, but notice your average high 53. So even with the recovery, you're still below average, right? Yesterday, the jet stream dip was pushed off to the east. Now we're under the brief warming, and we mean brief because as early as Sunday, yes, that next little wave of cool comes on down. This is not the Arctic front, but it's just enough to kind of keep you in check. And watch those temperatures dip on down this morning into the 30s on the map here, all the way from Chicago to Des Moines, St. Louis at 38 degrees, starting off at 36 in Indianapolis. Southerly winds warming us up above average, Sam, today, and then by tomorrow, the winds out of the north, bringing that change once again back below average.
All right, Maria, we always like to say that America talks to AMHQ, and AMHQ talks right back. So when you send us pictures, we're going to put them up on television. The winter weather is moving into the northeast. Jason Pappas tweeted out this picture from East Millsboro, Pennsylvania. It's just a little bit south of Pittsburgh. Check out that's a little bit of hail. Check out the other mini hail, or graupel, that was in Morgantown, West Virginia. Brandon Green tweeted out this picture. So Brandon, pow, it's on television. Remember, you can always tweet pictures to us at AMHQ, at AMHQ. You can tweet me at Sam Champion, and we'll put them on the air. Especially if you're in breaking weather, we want to see it. If you can take videos, do that as well. We love this stuff, and we'll put it right on TV. Let's talk a little bit about the cold air that's starting to make its move in. Whenever I see you standing here, sir, and you are ready, you're just like poised and ready for this.
Oh, yeah, winter is on its way, and boy, for next week, it's going to be huge. Right now, we have winter weather advisories and warnings out for places in northern Maine. Sam, this activity is going to move out pretty quickly here.
Okay.
Another few inches of snow in that area, and the system moves out, and then we will set our sights on the Great Lakes next, and then eventually to what is coming in the west. But there it is. There is the snow. It is working its way pretty quickly out to the northwest. Hey, and by the way, back here off of Lake Huron.
Yeah, I see that now. Look, a little lake effect snow.
We do have lake effect snow occurring there, and that'll continue to get the area for the next several hours. South of Buffalo as well. This system again moves on very rapidly to the northeast here. We're going to say goodbye to that as it hits the Canadian Maritimes, and then we need to set our sights on what is going to come into the U.S. as we get into next week.
Well, I'll tell you who's going to give us a good view at that right now is Maria. Maria, and some people are calling it a monster.
Yeah, we're going to keep with the big storm thing here, and that new monster storm is building, and it's combining winter blasts with the power of a typhoon. It's really a fascinating setup. Meteorologist Chris Warren shows us how the storm won't die, could lead to a record-shattering forecast and affect people all over the world.
Superstorm Sandy, the superstorm of 1993. Typhoon Haiyan, all monster storms. And here comes another.
Look at the eye on that thing.
Former super typhoon Nuri.
Guys, when I mean powerful, we haven't seen anything like this in recorded weather history here with a storm with this kind of pressure.
It has whipped the meteorological world into a frenzy as it transforms into the strongest storm on Earth right now in terms of pressure.
It's got a really special set of ingredients that are put together to make this one monster system. One, we have very strong jet stream energy that's already in place across the region. Winds inside of that jet stream in some places are over 200 miles per hour. Then you add this tropical system coming in that was former Super Typhoon Nuri. It's not a super typhoon anymore, it's a tropical storm, but it's going to blend the energy with that. It's going to blend with the jet stream. When you put those together, guess what you got? You got a monster storm.
The X-Nuri bomb could set a record for lowest pressure in the Bering Sea, around 920 millibars. Think of it like a golf game, where the lower the number, the higher the score. In this case, the lower the pressure, the stronger the storm.
It's going to be even a lot lower than Superstorm Sandy. This thing is going to have a pressure as low, for example, as Hurricane Andrew, except it's going to be thousands of miles across. Now, the winds in it won't be as strong as Andrew because the pressure is kind of spread out over a large area.
But the waves could be a killer, with heights exceeding 50 feet near the western Aleutian Islands, making for very dangerous conditions for all marine vessels and putting the Coast Guard on high alert.
We're taking the storm very seriously and taking a lot of precautions, pre-deploying aircraft and vessels in anticipation of the storm.
And this storm is so strong that it will help bring cold temperatures into a large chunk of the U.S. for perhaps a week or more. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren, the Weather Channel.
Here's your forecast this morning.
Introducing Nexium 24-Hour. Finally, the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side. Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
Home improvement improved with the Home Depot Project of the Week. We take you step by step through great seasonal tips and easy-to-do projects for your home and garden every Saturday morning on Weather Center Live. And for more information and inspiration for your next how-to project, go to weather.com/Home Depot.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunny to partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this! Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Service to aisle 3, please. Service to aisle 3.
Children, I am your father.
We all have a Disney side. And the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
All right, we got one shot. Let's go twins right, 24 stretch.
24 stretch, all diamond.
Twins right, 24 stretch.
All diamonds on 2
When the game's on the line,
Hit them with a hard count. See if they'll tip their hand.
the NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
They're blitzing up the gut. Get out of the pocket.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
10 minutes after the hour. Hello, America, and good morning into the Northeast. We'll take a shot of Boston, also into New York this hour. Boston has a few more clouds than New York, but both areas will probably catch a little shower or sprinkle as this first introductory pocket of cold air moves in. We have several of these, so we kind of need to walk you through the next couple of days. So we'll start with a chilly trend for the weekend into the week. One of my favorite buildings anywhere in the world, the Chrysler Building. Look at that, straight above it, the moon. That's like a perfect shot. Gorgeous. All right, here's that first one. We've got that little dip in the jet stream. It makes its move to the northeast, and it'll kick those showers. Inland areas will be a little bit colder, so you'll get a little mix. And then comes the second one into the weekend, where it's just a little ripple, just a little wave, reinforces the pattern right around the Great Lakes and also into the northeast, that temperatures are a little cooler than normal. And we will set you up for the big push of cold air that digs deep into the middle of the country. And yes, in the northeast, you're part of it too before we get to the middle of the week next week. But let's get you through today. Good morning, Philly. 52 degrees. degrees is your high temperature, and it's mostly a downward trend from about 10 a.m. You'll notice this cold air starting to swing through, and certainly as soon as you lose any daylight, gets behind the clouds, or you start to get to the evening hours, those temperatures will drop very quickly. We're looking at 9 a.m. temperatures in the 30s in Bangor. By afternoon, you're probably up to 40 degrees. New York at about 51 degrees, Philly at 52, Buffalo at about 39 degrees. The idea for your weekend, cooler than normal temperatures. Skies are not that bad, though. It kind of cooperates with you. So Boston, New York, Washington, D.C., taking a look from above, you can see today, Saturday on into Sunday, we stay fairly constant with the temperatures, but the temperatures are on the cool side. Maria?
And it's a little bit of a different weekend, Sam, in places like Miami, South Florida, central South Florida, looking at some rain. And you can see by Saturday for Miami, those showers arriving by the afternoon, and a few rumbles of thunder not out of the question here on Sunday. Temps into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, and maybe as much as an inch for a city like Miami by the time the weekend wraps up. Let's head up the coast from Miami to Cape Canaveral. CNBC's Jane Wells joins us live now from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. And Jane, I know it's a little breezy there right now. Just look, the winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But the big story there, of course, is that the Orion is going to be rolled out onto the launch pad on Monday. It's been a tough month for space travel. Why are we so excited about the Orion?
Maria, well, of course, you're in a place where so much history has been made, where there have been successes and failures in the early part of the space program for the country. And now the commercial side is suffering through those early mishaps right now and tragedies. Now, first, let me show you what is rolling out here onto this Delta IV Heavy rocket starting next week. It is the Orion. We got an exclusive first look at it inside. This could be the capsule that eventually takes us to Mars. It will have an unmanned test flight in December off this launch pad to test the riskiest parts, things like a new heat shield, a brand new launch abort system, all those sorts of things. This is all happening, of course, just 1 week after Orbital Sciences had an explosion of its Antares rocket up in Virginia. And in fact, the suspect engine in that catastrophe is made by Aerojet Rocketdyne. Not proven yet, but it is leading in that direction. Aerojet is also providing an engine for this mission, but a completely different one. There are no common components. And then, of course, we had the fatal death of a test pilot for Virgin Galactic out in the Mojave just a few days later. What is this impacting here? We did talk to the head of the Orion program for NASA and for Lockheed Martin. They say it really impacts everyone, because not only does it have to do with these particular companies, but you have to look at all the components and see what really happened and how it ripples out and how it may affect those systems. They are feeling pressure, but they always said NASA has had to lead, and it will. Back to you.
Absolutely. CNBC's Jane Wells, thank you so much for that.
Amazing live shots from Jane. Thank you, ma'am, for doing
really
that. We're going to keep the space theme, looking at the film Interstellar, and how close to real life could this be? We're going to talk to a NASA astronaut.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. It's no wonder last year we sold over 3 million tires. And during the big tire event, get up to $140 in mail-in rebates on 4 select tires.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
That looks terrible.
Hey there! Gorilla Clear Repair.
Of course.
Gorilla Clear Repair provides a high-tack adhesive with durable, weather-resistant backing that conforms for a crystal clear fix.
Good work, hon. While you were fixing the grill, I repaired my book, your phone screen, the car taillight, and the kids' inflatable jump house.
Nice. Gorilla Clear Repair for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
So here's the story of Lancaster. The year is 1890. Milton Hershey has a killer recipe for caramel. Flash forward, Milton's recipe is reimagined into buttery, rich, smooth, surprisingly soft creams. It's Lancaster. It's caramel reimagined.
We're loaded and getting ready to go. We're going to need you on the runway.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature.
This is a Giant 2020. We made it huge to match the news. Now, for a limited time, Rooms To Go lets you finance your great-looking new furniture until January 2020 with no interest. Really. 2020 over 5 years from now. Are you getting the picture? At Rooms To Go, you get the best prices, period, especially now. Plus, you also get 2020 financing. No games, no gimmicks. Absolutely no interest until January 2020. So hurry in. It's exciting, and it's only at Rooms To Go.
Want to lose denture paste, ooze?
I do. It's yucky.
Chewy.
Oh, that paste is nasty.
C-Bond wafers whole clean with no ooze.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, yeah. C-Bond. Lose the ooze.
You the man.
Oh, no. In the mouth.
That's me 12 years ago in my Albolene commercial.
And your skin still looks so young.
Well, I never take off my makeup with soap and water. Too drying. I use Albolene.
Albolene for younger looking skin. And something new, Albolene in a convenient tube.
Call Humana now at 1-866-680-4971.
If you missed this Sunday night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, every Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunny to partly cloudy. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, some clouds. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour. Good morning, Minneapolis. It is 34 degrees out there right now. Chance of rain, highs around 50. Breezy Saturday, mostly cloudy on Sunday. Highs in the upper 30s.
All right, but by midweek, we're dropping those temps. All right, and we're getting some Arctic air moving into the country. So let's go to the lab. Tom Nizzle is there.
Boy, I'll tell you guys, one picture is worth 1,000 words here. This is a look at the northern hemisphere, and the areas in purple and white, those are the colder temperatures across the hemisphere. Some of the coldest temperatures in the hemisphere now, massing up to the west of Hudson Bay, Canada. Let's see how that goes forward in time here as we get into the weekend. In that Saturday to Sunday time frame, that first batch of air stays in Canada, kind of moves its way out to the east. But look what happens as we get into next week. The coldest air in the hemisphere now working its way down into the U.S. and eventually is going to cover the eastern 2/3 of the United States. Well, you got all that cold air here. That's part one for snowfall. Part two is going to be to run a system along that area and produce that snow. So let's watch how that happens. We go forward in time here, and the first area I'm concerned about, easterly winds coming up against the Rockies here, producing upslope snow in that area. Part two of the storm now transitions out to the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes, where we'll see a large swath of snowfall in places like Madison over to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then part three, as this storm transfers out to the east coast here, likely to see snow across the Great Lakes and into New England. We put it all together. We look at the snowfall. This is our European forecast model right now, and you can see that broad swath of snow that works its way all the way through the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. As much, guys, as 8 to 12 inches of snow. That combination of snow and cold temperatures is going to make for rough winter conditions. Highs only 20 degrees in the Dakotas on Monday. Monday. We get into the Tuesday time frame. Cut Bank, Montana, 15 degrees for a high. And by Wednesday, guys, only in the 20s for highs in places like Denver. We'll keep you updated. This is going to be a big blast in winter weather for the U.S.
First one in the nation. You know, we'll be watching it all week long. Now, hey, have you heard about the film Interstellar? Well, it opens today. It's Hollywood's latest sci-fi space epic starring Matthew McConaughey. McConaughey plays a former NASA pilot who's summoned back to the spaceship saddle back into the spaceship saddle, if you will, when the planet Earth is in danger, no longer supporting human life.
It is a hell of a ride. I mean, on a simple, fun adventure thriller level, it's as big of a ride as you're going. On a dramatic level, it'll I don't care how cold you are, it'll pull your heartstring and maybe pull it wide open. On a science fiction level, it's going further than I've seen another film go.
Oh, well, that's all you need to say. The Weather Channel's hooked. I'm hooked. Maria's hooked.
Yes.
All right. There's a lot of questions surrounding space travel. Let's call in a friend of the show. And so former astronaut Leroy Chiao is with us this morning. Hey, Leroy, you actually saw the film already. So let me ask you, how close to reality will this film be?
Well, like any other space film, they take a lot of liberties with the laws of physics and engineering. So from a purely technical standpoint, it's not that real. However, the story itself, as we just heard in the clip, it's really more a movie about humanity and about relationships, what drives and motivates people, human frailties. I'll tell you what, it's a 2-hour and 48-minute movie, but I didn't seem like it. I was entertained the whole time.
I bet. Now, when you look at what they say space travel looks like, how far are we from that in reality? I mean, the suits being slimmer, the lack of all that equipment that we have to carry today. How close are we to that?
I'll tell you what, I've done 6 spacewalks in American and Russian suits, and I'm jealous of their spacesuits.
Because yours weigh like what? How much does that suit weigh when you walk in it?
Out of these things, and the little little gadgets on there, thrusters. But yeah, I mean, it's their spacecraft. Their spacecraft are cool too. They can do what we call single stage to orbit. They seem to be able to come down, have enough fuel to come down and land, and then take off again, get back up into orbit. Boy, we would love to have things like that.
All right, Leroy Chiao, thanks so much, friend of the show, for spending some time with us on Interstellar. We'll be right back.
View from above, brought to you by Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Explore more at tourksc.com.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Edward Jones, this is Shirley speaking. How may I help you? Oh, hey, Neil. How are you? How was the trip?
With nearly 7 million investors,
He's right here. Hold on one second.
you'd expect us to have a highly skilled call center.
Kevin, Neil Hawley's on line 1.
Okay, great. And we do. It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Sensitive bladder? Never miss a chance to dance. Introducing a revolution in bladder leak protection. New, always discreet. Up to 40% thinner for superior comfort. Absorbs 2 times more than you may need for dance all you want protection. No wonder more women already prefer new Always Discreet pads over Poise. New Always Discreet. Now bladder leaks can feel like no big deal. Because, hey, pee happens. Visit alwaysdiscreet.com for coupons and your free sample.
Here's something fun to do with hot dogs. Make easy crescent dogs. Pillsbury crescent rolls.
Make dinner pop. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin. Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
I go to Walmart to do all of my holiday shopping.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
I can get that Xbox One for my son.
I want one of those.
A Keurig 2.0 for my wife.
Ooh, I'd like one.
What are you going to get me?
The Samsung TV.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With Walmart's unbeatable prices, you can make every day till Christmas count.
Hi.
Who's ready for halftime.
Okay, I'm gonna draw something up new. Wait a minute. Wait, the quarterback.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great. Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
The Dueler tires on Terrence Knighton's truck are engineered to be Bridgestone's best SUV tires, and now they have an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty.
Guess we're gonna be here a while.
First time on a treadmill?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
With an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty, the Dueler tires are Bridgestone's best SUV tires. Go to BridgestoneTire.com to find a Bridgestone dealer near you.
Rich, chewy caramel, rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
All aboard.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
Sunday nights, the Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 72 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
29 minutes past the hour. Welcome back into AMHQ. Looking live, one of my favorite cities on the planet. Washington, D.C., wonderful. Mostly sunny today, highs into the upper 50s. No rain in the forecast this weekend, high staying into the mid-50s.
But it's not fair because so much of the city is taken care of by the Parks Department, so it looks so beautiful all the time, Washington, D.C. All right, looking live at Houston, Texas. I say I love you, Houston. Mostly sunny today with highs in the upper 60s. I love to go to Houston when the rest of the country starts to get cold.
Right? And sunny day today in Phoenix, Arizona. Talk about a place you want to visit when it's cold where you are. Highs in the mid-80s today. More of the same through the weekend, and even into next week, your highs are going to be into the mid-80s. And Notre Dame en route for their big game this weekend against the Cardinals.
All right, let's get everybody in front of the weather this morning. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. We don't even have to get on the map to talk about this next big system. We'll stay off. We'll stay well off toward the Bering Sea. And this may be the most press the Bering Sea has ever gotten because we're watching a monster storm crank up. This is tropical remnants. It used to be a super typhoon. And so now, as this system kind of pulls into the Bering Sea, rapidly intensifying, we think we're going to get these 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts here. Waves are going to be 45 to 50 feet high. As it crashes into the Alaskan coast, the Russian shore as well, it will actually make a little wiggle in the jet stream, and that will unlock some very cold air. You can see some of the coldest air shaded in pink and know that we get some of those nodes or some of those areas of that cold air dropping into the U.S. So watch the temperatures fall all the way to the Gulf Coast and then all the way way to the East Coast. You've got to be one of the westernmost states to not be affected by this next week. And it starts with a little introductory of cool air this weekend. Maria?
Yeah, we got a couple of waves, and for the Midwest, it's a bit of a mood swing, right? Looking at beautiful Bayfield, Wisconsin, a wonderful destination in the summertime. It's getting kind of chilly there now, though. 29 degrees for you out the door. Believe it or not, there are a lot of places that are seeing the uptick in their temperatures, but you may be thinking, it's too cold for that. Is one of my favorite Twitter pictures of the morning. Too cold for this. They're trying to mow the lawn. It's not really growing that green anymore. It's kind of frosty. Just give it up. It's in Kansas. So we're giving you the excuse to just stop mowing the lawn, right? We've got 63 today in Kansas City. You're down to 53, and then you're back up on Sunday to 63. Believe it or not, you add all this up and divide by 3. It's pretty much average, right? But the story is all the in-between. So you had the dip yesterday, brought the cool to the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, Northeast. Then you have the opposite side of the wave, the peak here, and that's going to allow a brief warming. What that means, maybe a few degrees above average. But before long, before you can get used to that, there's another roll of the jet stream here, and that is another dose of cooler air. We're going to watch the chill over the last 12 hours sprinkle on down in through the Mississippi Valley. We're now stuck still into the 30s on the map right now, 34 in Chicago and Minneapolis, still into 30s St. Louis. But by this afternoon, you see the southerly winds helping us out here from Minneapolis to Kansas City, getting us above average. And then the wave rolls on by, and you see the change up of those wind streams, bringing the colder air from the northwest. So we're back to highs in the 30s, Minneapolis, back below average by almost 10 degrees Chicago, only into the low 40s tomorrow. So for today, yes, we are going to see that chill, but by later on next week, the big chill, Sam.
Yeah, it really is at 35 degrees. Maria, that Twitter picture makes me think that maybe the guy was mowing the lawn in 2 stages, just left the lawnmower out in the middle of the night so you could just walk out the next day, pick it up, roar it up, and walk. See? Yeah. That works. It's time saving. Let's talk a little bit about the cold air that's moving in this weekend. It's that 1-2 punch. The second round of colder air, another dip in the jet stream, a little wiggle, and then we'll get Washington, D.C. Well, you were in the 70s earlier this week, but now it's a much different story. You will not get out of the 50s, and that cold air will definitely be part of your future into next week as well. Meteorologist Amelia Siegel of WRC-TV is on the National Mall for us this morning. Good morning, Amelia.
Here at the National Mall, of course, we have the Capitol building behind me. It's chilly this morning, but we're looking at mainly clear skies. Plenty of sunshine here in the nation's capital today. However, will be breezy, even windy at times throughout the day today. So our high temperature of 55 here, it's going to feel more like temperatures are in the upper 40s. As we head on into the weekend, temperatures, they remain chilly in the mid to upper 50s, but we'll lose the winds. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Amelia Siegel.
You certainly are, Amelia, and I love to see that Capitol with blue skies behind you. But here's the weekend for the forecast. Got a little windy action on the day on Friday today. Saturday looking sunny and 55 degrees. Sunday we'll put a few clouds in, but 58. But the whole thing next week is that cooler air working down. Now, if you go to the West Coast, you may be able to not even pay attention to the cold air that we're talking about moving through the country next week. So let's check in with Crystal Legger. Crystal, you're one of the lucky ones on the West Coast. You'll be watching everybody bundle up next week, and you'll be going, oh yeah, we live in California.
I know. It smells like, coconut and suntan lotion here in Southern California. It's all about the beach weather. I know we need the rain. I'd rather have the rain, but for now we're stuck in warm summer-like temperatures. So if you want to escape that Arctic air, pack your swimsuit, head to Los Angeles. Our beaches are going to be packed this weekend. Let me show you what we're looking at. The light offshore winds still impacting this area. So we have dry air in place. Fire danger starting to back off because the winds are not as gusty. But anytime you get that offshore flow, this heats up the air all the way to the beaches, and some of the warmest areas are along the coast. In fact, the Los Angeles County lifeguards have shattered their record as far as rescues go already this year. They've rescued over 14,000 people swimming at these beaches. A lot of that has to do with the persistent heat waves. We've had some big swells this year and dangerous rip currents, but certainly a beach day, a beach weekend setting up. Temperatures in Burbank, that's inland here in Southern California. That's going to be about 87 today. We stay warm through the weekend. Santa Barbara will even be in the upper 70s. Crystal. And warm weather down through San Diego.
Why do you have to give us a forecast? Why can't you just say that you're cold like everybody else? It's 80 degrees.
Yeah, I can take that.
Thank you, Crystal.
Just rubbing it in a little bit.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday, Crystal. All right, Tom, we've been talking about this storm, and we've called it a super typhoon at one point. But how about if you just walk us through where this storm storm was, what it becomes, and its connection to the cold air that breaks down through the country.
Absolutely. And what a history to this storm. You know, if we go back to last Sunday, and we're taking a look at a satellite map here, right about this time around the eye wall, we had sustained winds with Nuri of 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, making headlines. That was a super typhoon.
Yes, and now that system is moving. It's going to continue to move, and it's moving right up toward the Bering Sea here. You can see it right now. The pressure is dropping very rapidly here, Sam, and as it does so, it's riding along on a 200-plus mile-an-hour jet stream, which is infusing a lot of energy into that part of the world.
Now, that's why it's moving so quickly. Let me ask you this. Does the jet stream at different points have different speeds? Because that's something I'm not even caught up on.
Absolutely.
So right here at 200 miles an hour, that's a pretty speedy little jet.
Oh, exceptionally strong for any time of the year, and that is what is helping to fuel the energy in this system.
Okay, and now, so we watch it, it's lost its tropical characteristics, it becomes a pretty potent winter low, and where's it headed?
Well, I'll tell you, in fact, I'm going to take the L off here. I want to show you, take a look at those concentric lines there, the pressure of this system.
That looks like a hurricane, you know?
It really does, and you're going to have hurricane force winds with this system as well. In fact, you take a look, 60 to 75 mile an hour sustained winds on the western portion of the Aleutian Islands, and as we go through Friday and into Saturday, that system works its way into the Bering Sea. Those winds keep up throughout that time frame. And Sam, I think we also have a forecast of the wave heights here. I want to show you this. Again, 45-plus foot waves. It is just going to be a really rough time out there. Certainly commercial shipping interests are not going to be out in a storm like this. The system will continue to move, and it is going to force the weather over the United States as we get into next week with that big blast of Arctic air working its way down into the United States. We're going to cover that throughout the rest of the day and going into the weekend, guys. It has a lot of impacts on the U.S. for next week.
It's the story for the next 7 days. Hey, have you seen the video of the rapper getting blown off the edge of the wall into the water? Well, 1.7 million people have. We're going to talk to Presto Flo.
And later, we give you the inside scoop on how weather could affect your fantasy team. Who to start this Sunday, who to bench. You'll only see it right here on the Weather Channel. We give you the edge. So, Sam, start taking some notes.
We sure do.
Who you're going to bench.
Just for fun, just for fun. You don't have to use it to bet.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's here in your floor's crevices that vacuums leave microscopic allergens like these pollens and mold spores. But the Dyson DC65 uses a self-adjusting cleaner head for improved suction on hard floors and deep cleaning on carpets, while powerful cyclone technology captures even microscopic dirt and safely locks it all in here. DC65 sucks up more dust, dirt, and allergens than any other vacuum across carpets and hard floors.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Fact. Advil liquid gels are faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Available at Walmart.
Your adventurous side is waiting. Your relaxing side is calling. Your let's do it all side has arrived. And an unforgettable Disney vacation is all within your reach. And right now, you can create a 7-day package, including a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room and theme park tickets for as little as $78 per person per day for a family of 4. So come on, show your Disney side this year at the place where dreams come true.
I state your name.
I, Ryan Borlesnar,
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true
Lowe's presents How to Make Your Guests Think They're at the Wrong House.
Told you we're in the wrong house.
Go. Mom!
Get $10 off our best Valspar and Olympic interior paint via rebate.
When we're having this much fun, why quit? And Bounty has no quit in it either. Watch how one sheet of Bounty keeps working, while their 2 sheets just quit. Bounty, the no-quit picker-upper.
If you're taking multiple medications, does your mouth often feel dry? A dry mouth can be a side effect of many medications, but it can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath. That's why there's Biotene. Available as an oral rinse, toothpaste, spray, or gel, Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Remember, while your medication is doing you good, a dry mouth isn't. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
18 minutes for the top of the hour. Your moment of zen right now as you take a live look at beautiful Miami, Florida. Mostly sunny today, high up to 80. You do have a chance for showers on Saturday, maybe even some of that heavy rain on Sunday. So enjoy today. The highs will be into the upper 70s throughout the weekend. That's your happy place, Sam.
It is my happy place. Maria, have you seen this video yet? Because about 1.7 million people have, and I bet it's over 2 million before we're done with this interview. A rapper in Florida is gaining an awful lot of fame on the internet because during his video, a gust of wind picks up, takes the hat off, he goes for the hat, loses his balance, hits the water. Now, it's not as easy as you see it because he was injured pretty badly when he hit what was a rough seabed right there on the other side of the water. So what happened next? Well, Presto Flo joins us this morning from Clearwater, Florida with the answer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. First of all, glad you're okay because I saw on your Twitter feed those cuts were deep. So what was it that you hit in the water right off the wall?
Well, it was the oyster bed, you know, and the barnacles. It was the combination of the two are they're the same, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, exactly. That's what I'm thinking when I saw those cuts, because most people would think that you're falling into the water and then that would become a, hey, look at the guy falling off the thing into the water. But this was a bit more serious than that. All right, so are you healing up first? And then walk me through what happened in the video.
Well, yes, I'm healing up perfectly fine, you know. I got attended to pretty well. And pretty much what happened, you know, it was the wind factor, you know, and
well, you picked a gorgeous spot.
It took my hat and it kind of took me with it.
Yeah, I mean, you picked a gorgeous spot to shoot the video. I mean, you're out there, you're right on the water, you got the water behind you, and you're moving at that point. So when the wind takes your hat, you just kind of reach up to get it, and then what happened? Is there more wind, or do you just lose your balance then?
It's more wind, but my balance was already lost. Because when I tried to step back, I didn't have nothing to step back on. So it was, you know, I just know by that happening, I know a little more about the weather now.
And I'll tell you, all right, sir. And next time we'll give you just tweet me. I'll give you a forecast for your next video shoot. But what do you think about what do you think about all the attention that you're getting from this? You know, and have you picked up any fans?
Yes, and I thank them all. They're actually paying attention to my, you know, my material, and you know, the documentary and my music, you know, obviously is to their liking. So thank you, Mother Nature.
And I got to ask you, so let's just go ahead and say, because 1.7 million people have seen the video on that. What's the name of the song that you were working on when you were standing on the edge there?
Well, it was more of a documentary but it was the documentary that I have online right now, the Grind and Hustle documentary.
All right, it's hard to break into the world, but I got to tell you, Presto Flow, you have now got a name that people are going to be talking about, and you can always thank Mother Nature. You can always thank a little bit of the weather. I know it was a tough spill. We're glad you're okay, and let me tell you, you're getting an awful lot of attention because of that spill in the water. Thank you, sir, for taking some time. Maria?
Oh, yeah, we saw his injuries on Twitter. Oh, my goodness, he really got banged up pretty bad. We are glad that he is okay. Still breezy in Florida this morning. Just checking on some of the observations. We do have rip current risk here for the west coast of Florida, so just a heads up there. But otherwise, fairly quiet from Denver to Atlanta. It's about the chill, certainly on the way. We got a little recovery, Minneapolis, Chicago today. Tomorrow's back to the cool down. But right on the leading edge as we get towards the end of the weekend of that Arctic front. Right now, you're just seeing a hint of it with some of the snow developing in through the northern Rockies. But look at Billings, for example, too. 61 degrees for your high on Sunday. By Monday, just 25. So there it is, producing what could be some sizable snow, but definitely a big, big push of cold, cold air. 31 in Minneapolis for your high, but 51 all the way down to Dallas. Out ahead of it, still relatively mild with 70 degrees in Atlanta. By Wednesday, that begins to go down as well. 64 for your high with some showers along the Gulf Coast. But notice what else is kicking in here. The lake effect machine along the lakes. You're going to be picking up some snow. 28 in Denver for your high on Wednesday. We are just at freezing, though, on Thursday with more snow and some active weather across the west and the Pacific Northwest, with our East Coast area picking up some rain. But notice the pink and the blue. This could be some hazardous travel conditions with the snow in the mix, so we'll keep an eye on that as we head towards the end of next week.
All right, Maria, and right in between that ring of blue that shows a little snow is an Arctic outbreak, a polar push, if you will, and that's exactly what it sounds like. Cold air is coming, and thanks to a monster storm we've been watching in the northern Pacific. Well, up next, Tom Nizzle makes the connection and tells us, more importantly, what to expect. We can get through the weekend, but you're going to want to be with your Weather Channel next week for cold air and snow.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, glory, Ram.
Currently in our area, 73 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Ring, ring. Progresso.
I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
From restoring damage in just one room to an entire building. Turn to the cleanup team that's here in your community and here to help at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
Hurry!
Hurry! There's a hot offer for heartburn sufferers. Now try Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com. Hurry! It's free this week only. No pill relieves heartburn faster. Get Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously.
Get instant access to the hottest new releases with Xfinity On Demand. Angelina Jolie stars in the beautiful family adventure, Maleficent. Rent Maleficent anytime.
They mean to kill you.
Oh dear.
Instantly access your favorite movies by going to Xfinity On Demand and visiting the movies section. Rent your favorites with Xfinity On Demand.
A ballpark flame grilled patty with the guys. Can it get any more American? Boom. Made with 100% beef, bold, juicy, ready in about a minute. Flame grilled freedom.
Eczema can just really put a damper on a lot of things. Constant itching and scratching. I'm not myself.
Gold Bond Eczema Relief Cream. Used daily, it's proven to relieve 5 frustrating symptoms of eczema.
Gold Bond Eczema Relief really works.
Promo code FREE1000. Ready for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
And welcome back. I'll tell you guys, we're looking at the storm system really starting to take shape here in the Bering Sea. A 200-mile-an-hour plus jet stream here on the south side of the system. Cold air being wrapped into it, and it is going to deepen into a monster storm here over the next 24 hours. Now, the system's going to have impacts on what goes on in North America. There is that powerful Aleutian low sitting there, and it is actually going to buckle the jet stream in the atmosphere as we get into the weekend and the beginning of next week. Let's see how that takes place. First of all, some of the coldest air in the hemisphere massing up here to the west of Hudson Bay, Canada. And as we go into the Saturday and Sunday time frame, this first mass of air cuts its way across eastern Canada. But here's the next mass as that jet stream buckles in the atmosphere and brings that cold air all the way down into the eastern 2/3 of the nation. Well, we've got the cold air in place. Now we've got to get a system here to actually tap the moisture and produce the snowfall. And it sets up early in this time frame right across the Rockies here, where easterly winds come up against the eastern slopes of the Rockies and produce significant snow in Montana. Part 2 of this system takes place as the low cuts just to the south of the Great Lakes, puts moisture back into the cold air across Iowa into Wisconsin and lower Michigan, and then part 3 of the storm ends up here in the northeast, moving off the northeastern coast here with more snow across the Great Lakes. Put it all together, not only a lot of cold air moving into the country, but a long swath of heavy snow all the way from Rapid City and Billings over to places like Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin, and into Grand Rapids, Michigan. Stay tuned, guys. It's going to be an interesting week coming up. I'll send it back over to you, Maria.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. We want to talk about sports because Week 11 in college football has some pretty good matchups, but also some weather issues for some of tomorrow's games.
So for that, we turn to Paul Goodlow. Good morning, Paul. I mean, this is your hit, man. Everybody's talking about sports and weather this week.
Yeah, and you got a lot of big matchups dealing with the weather this weekend. Let's talk about college football on Saturday. Again, Wisconsin, number 25, big-time defense as well, where they're heading into West Lafayette to take on the Boilermakers with some clouds and some cool weather, almost ideal football weather. Another matchup going on tomorrow. Again, in the cold 40s again, Penn State going into Bloomington, Indiana, and dealing with some clouds and temperatures actually slowly on the rise as we head on through the afternoon. Well, of course, we know Saturday all about the college football. Sunday, all about the NFL, so time to set your fantasy football lineup. And here to help with that, according to the weather forecast on Sunday, is Yahoo Sports fantasy expert Brad Evans. And Brad, what is the best weather game for Sunday?
Well, I think it's in Jersey with the Jets and Pittsburgh Steelers. Seasonal temperatures expected right around 54, 55 degrees at kickoff. Partly cloudy skies expected there in Jersey. And I think it's going to be a plethora of fantasy goodness when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers against that horrendous Jets secondary. So make sure you get Big Ben, Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown in your lineup. Huge numbers expected.
All right. Okay, which players should you start outside of the Steelers' whole bench because of the weather forecast on Sunday?
Well, let's go to the other coast and talk about the Denver Broncos matching up with the Rancid Raiders of Oakland. And that's going to be a great weather game. It's expected to be in the low 70s, sunny conditions there in the Bay Area. And I really think the Denver Broncos are going to turn up the heat, specifically Ronnie Hillman, as the Raiders have allowed the second most fantasy points to running backs this year.
Yeah, Brad, Raider Nation not happy with your forecast there. But speaking of the forecast in the West Coast, we have rain moving back into Seattle for the Seahawks-Giants game. What is the fantasy impact with the weather on that game?
Well, it's typical weather this time of year up there in the Great Northwest. The Seattle Seahawks are used to playing in those types of conditions. I think really the more interesting story here is who's going to be running the football for the New York Giants. Is it going to be Rashad Jennings coming off a knee injury who got some practice reps yesterday, or is it going to be rookie Andre Williams, who's been very uneventful in that role? So that's something we're going to have to monitor today in practice.
All right, that's Brad Williams. Thanks, Scott, for fantasy football forecast stats there from Yahoo Sports. Guys?
All right.
Okay, cool. All right. The world in just 7 seconds. Why not?
Okay.
Our favorite astronaut, Reed Weissman, shared this video on Vine. It's the time lapse where you can see some of the lightning in the middle of the clouds, even the city lights below as the ISS flies over Earth. By the way, it's his birthday, November 11th.
What?
And he's going to be coming down in about a week or so. He only has about a week in the ISS left.
All right.
But beautiful shot.
Well, that's his birthday, but guess what? It's your birthday today.
It is my birthday.
It is your birthday today. Tammy, did everything make here? Did we get it? Where are we? Yay!
It's Maria's birthday.
Yeah.
Come on. Happy birthday.
goodness.
Wait, do we have to do this like caveman-like? Or can we actually, do we have implements? Do we have...
These are gorgeous.
Charles, look at you. All
Thank
right.
you, Charles. Thank you.
Happy birthday from all of us.
We love you. Thank you.
Get some sugar.
And Paul actually guessed correctly that it is my 28th birthday. So.
Oh, I was much younger. I was really going with 22.
Oh, you're so sweet.
What are you going to do? What are you guys doing? You guys have got dinner plans tonight?
Dinner plans with my beautiful family, my husband, my kids, my wonderful in-laws. So it's going to be fun.
All right.
Thank you.
And then celebrate the whole weekend.
I think I will. I think I will. Why not?
All right.
Right?
Then we'll see you on Monday. Paul, nice to have you on the show. Anna Rittis, have a great weekend. America, you have a great weekend. Make it amazing, and we'll see you on Monday. Happy birthday, baby. Wait, I know, we need to dive into this.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, okay, it's Friday. You've been counting down to the weekend. Well, for those of us in the Northeast, it's going to be a chilly one. Got a 1-2 punch of frigid temperatures heading our way.
And yes, the cold may be unpleasant, but at least you're getting rid of the rainfall. And we'll give you a look at when you'll finally be able to put away the umbrella, at least for now.
And the geese police. They're out in full force. Birds flocking south to avoid the cold. How one group is trying to make sure they don't become a nuisance. Watch where you step right here, right now on the Power Hour of Wake Up with Al.
Nice.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Top of the morning, top of the hour, November 7, 2014. Welcome to the Power Hour of Wake Up with Al. 7 a.m. in the west, 10 a.m. here in the east, Reynolds.
That's right. In the east, we're in New York City, folks. And we know you want to get out the door and get the work week done. And we have some stories for you.
That's right. Let's get it started. Top 3, everything you need as you start that weekend out. Okay, so we've got a 1-2 cool punch here in the eastern part of the country. We've got the jet stream dipping down 5 to 15 degrees below average in the northeast into tomorrow. We get a little bit of a break, and then a second dip comes on in. So as we move in, temperatures again still 5 to 10 degrees below average air temperatures. Out west, you're going to stay nice and warm. Look at these temperatures. 71 in San Francisco, 5 degrees above average. Los Angeles, 85 degrees. Tucson, 81. 12 degrees above average in Denver with a high of 66. And as we move east next week, an Arctic outbreak teens into the plain states with single-digit wind chills, 30s and upper 20s in Chicago, and that moves to the east and to the south. Let's get more now on what's going on out there right now with Jen.
All right, it is a little cooler in the northeast this morning compared to where we were yesterday, but let's take a look at what's happening in New York City, because coming in this morning is not cold air. It is the 85-foot Norway spruce, which will be the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. There it is, arriving on the flatbed truck. I bet you Al rode that in this morning. He always does. That is his tradition. And it will be put up and it will be lit right there in Rockefeller Center on December the 3rd. It came from central Pennsylvania. All right, so from central PA, 155 miles away to New York City, we've got some pretty strong northwesterly winds blowing along today. And in spots, it's going to be gusting over 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's going to make these temperatures feel even cooler out there. So we've got 30s and 40s in the mid-50s in D.C., but everywhere else in the 30s and 40s. All right, so watching for the concern today with those strong gusty winds, that's going to make it feel even colder. The story in the northeast is that we've got this 1-2 punch of cold air for the weekend. And I hate to call it cold considering what's coming, but it's certainly going to be cool. Temperatures running below average and certainly cooler than it's been, about 10 degrees cooler right now than we were yesterday at this time. Today, temperatures will be running below average. 41 in Pittsburgh is 13 degrees below average. That's the high for today. Buffalo, we don't even get to 40 for today. And for tomorrow, we'll be in the mid to upper 40s, 47 for you there. Temperatures in New York City and Boston, a couple of degrees below average. On Sunday, same trend, a couple of degrees below average. Warming up just a little bit more here, but get ready. The big cool down does come next week, and we'll have a lot more on that story. Guys, back to you.
All right, well, we've got an Arctic blast getting ready to come in. Already chilly this morning, Indianapolis. Temps in the upper 30s. They're not going to climb that much today. We want to track this Arctic outbreak we're going to be talking about. So the sun is lower in the sky. We got a lower angle coming on in here, and here comes this cold air. I mean, it is, you got that polar night. That air just really freezes up. And so this is some of the coldest air of the season. Plus, you've got an above average snow cover out there. So there's a lot of radiational cooling, not much for a chance for that air to warm up. So it is bitterly cold up around the pole, and that is going to be making its way south. We've been talking about Nuri out in the Aleutian Islands causing that big dip in the jet stream, and so that cold air is allowed to break off a lobe of that Arctic Express. That polar vortex comes down 10 to 20 degrees below average by latter parts of the week. We are talking Rapid City, Kansas City, Dallas, Atlanta, going to be looking at cold air. Billings, 25 on Monday, 27 in Bismarck, International Falls, 28, Sioux Falls, 27. Tuesday, we continue to see this move south. St. Louis at 42, Chicago, 35, Wichita, 41. Wednesday, spreading east, Nashville, 45, Chicago, you're 15 degrees below average at 34. And watch what happens. Indianapolis, your average high, 57. Monday, it's 58. By Saturday, Reynolds, wow, 33 degrees.
You know, one silver lining is that whenever you have that polar air come through, you've got some of the prettiest, bluest skies.
Yes,
you know?
Yes, but you want to be inside looking out, watching
Absolutely.
it. Anyway, let's get you up to speed on the headlines. Cleveland Browns won the chilly Battle of Ohio last night. This is a vicious, vicious rivalry. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals like a tiger rug. Both teams are from Ohio. Cleveland handling the bad weather maybe a little bit better.
Well, not only was it cloudy, how cloudy was
How cloudy was it?
Winds were gusting.
How windy was it?
Exactly. Well, it was windy as could be, up to 30 miles per hour. And how cold was it?
How cold was it? It was 43 degrees at kickoff.
That's right, but Cleveland stepped up for their best start in 20 years.
The dog pound, baby. I love my Browns. All right, lava continuing to ooze forward on the big island of Hawaii, not covering as much ground as we've seen over the last few weeks, and now Hawaiians are ready to move on.
Yeah, you know, they are. Construction workers are doing the best they can to break up the hardened rock so they can build a new road. They got to fix the old one that is going through Volcanoes National Park.
All right, if you weren't by your TV, you got to come see this.
Oh, boy.
This is out of Italy. Dual water spouts spotted near northwestern Italy off the Ligurian coast.
Yeah, not something that you see every single day. In the video, you can see several water spouts, as Al mentioned, but nothing like these two that are so close to the point that they look like they almost intertwine.
Okay, the good news is, according to local reports, they never got close to land, but that is amazing to look at. Look at that V. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow, have you ever seen anything like that, Jen?
I haven't, but it looks like they're dancing water spouts, doing a little Italian tango over there. All right, today, no water spouts, actually pretty quiet conditions across the southeastern U.S. Got temperatures which are cooler than yesterday. You certainly had a cold start, but warming up under nice sunny skies out there, and that wind is dying down as well. I know you heard that all last night, blowing in the cooler air. Temperatures of this evening are going to fall off pretty quickly in the 40s by 11 o'clock tonight, so get ready. Friday night, date night, you're definitely going to need a jacket, even if you don't need it when you step out for dinner this evening. Now, Charlotte for us, temperatures do get close to 60 this afternoon. Very nice with sunshine, but temperatures here, look at this, by 11 o'clock, we're down into the low 40s. Clear skies, calm conditions. Nice bright full moon, by the way, but we are going to look for a chilly night ahead. All right, let's go to the northwest. Seattle, big news for you. You have not had two back-to-back dry days since the early part of October, and we're going to do it. Look at this. We're going to see clear skies, sunshine out there, temperatures in the 40s. Who cares what the temperatures are, right? We're not going to have rain for 2 days in a row, Seattle. It's a big deal. We haven't done that in quite a while, so looking good for us here. Let's take a look at Salt Lake City. We're also going to have sunshine, although it's not quite as remarkable for us, but temperatures will top out about 60 today underneath some clear skies. Up next, we got the 70 forecast, and we're talking geese police.
When your house loses power, it can be tough for your family. But not if your family has a Kohler generator. Restores power automatically in as little as 10 seconds and is backed by a 5-year limited warranty. Kohler generators. Keep your family flowing.
When the power goes out, you'll go on. Contact your Kohler Generators dealer today.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Sundays this winter. Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9. Premiering December 7th on The Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy sky. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Oh, look at that.
Look, Dad, a blowfish.
Oh, honey, where's your mother?
We all have a Disney side. And the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
All right, let's take a live look at Niagara Falls. Oh, the falls look pretty, but let me tell you, the weather is not so much. I don't see many people out there. There's a few. Right now, we've got rain and snow in the area. It's very light, but let me tell you, it's very windy and it's very chilly. Temperatures are in the 30s. Buffalo right now, we have officially changed over to light snow, 9-mile visibility. We have a little disturbance rolling through the jet stream up here, but we also have a little bit of lake help from these snow showers. You can actually see those bands, one going right off of Huron and Erie, getting into northwestern Pennsylvania. It's light stuff out there. Northern Maine getting a little bit of heavier stuff as well. And we're going to see that continue through the evening here. Some snow showers really picking up across northern Maine. The lake effect stuff dwindling down.
Winter's coming.
Oh, it certainly is. And, that means that birds are headed south. And we're talking about geese. They're moving southward for the winter, and they leave a huge mess behind.
That's right. Who are you going to call? Goose Busters. That's right. In Indianapolis, they're the geese police who say one goose can drop a pound or more of goose poo. Oh. So imagine what a flock of 50 could do. This Indiana couple patrolling have furry help.
Sometimes they see us, they start squawking. They recognize our truck.
They do?
Yes, they do.
No, we're going multiple times to every site, multiple times a day, 7 days a week. Well, the geese don't realize, that it's Sunday and Saturday, and they're still going to be there.
Ooh. Well, at age 10, that's Flo, Joe, a senior officer, dedicated, obedient, and will work for Kibble. And then there's James Bond. That's right, Bond, James Bond, the only male in the four-legged department. For 4 years of training, taught them how to stalk on command. They crouch, they circle, but they do not attack. The geese just simply fly away.
And that fixes everything. Yeah. That fixes absolutely everything. Oh, crazy times, guys. Well, it's certainly a lot to honk about. Should we send Dan to Jen in Atlanta?
That's right. Let's take a gander at Jen.
Oh, man. You guys are good. I knew you would have it all, pull out all the stops. But the geese police are a real thing. I was just looking into it. You could buy a franchise, a geese police franchise if you want. And I saw there's a location in Atlanta. I got to go check it out. Maybe or maybe not. But anyway, all right. So the birds flying south for the winter is one side of winter. The other thing is the cold air coming in. That's a big sign of the changing seasons, and wow, will we get it. Now, the weekend a little below average temperature-wise. It's that 1-2 punch of cold air that we'll see moving tomorrow and Sunday. We'll see that through the Midwest and Northeast. But watch what happens here. Billings, I love to look at your temperature. 61 degrees on Sunday with rain. Let's fast forward to Monday. We've got 25 degrees and snowfall. And in fact, there could be some more significant snow, maybe the kind you got to plow out here in Minnesota and Wisconsin by Monday. So heads up on that. We'll be tracking that. We'll be tracking the cold air, tracking the front too. And there'll be rain out ahead of this front, but the colder air spilling in behind it and how long it lasts. That's going to be a big story for the eastern 2/3 of the country. By the middle of next week, the cold air on the move. Look at Dallas. Temperatures in the 40s for highs. Denver in the 20s for highs. And on Thursday, Chicago, we are still not getting out or above freezing. 32 degrees for you. It's on the move all the way into the deep south. And the east too, guys. Everyone gets it. Back to you.
That's right, Jen. Thanks so much. All right. We all love science. It's fun. It's entertaining. And we have the video to prove it. Check this out.
Well, let's roll it. There you go. The summer astronauts Steve Swanson, Reed Wiseman, and Alexander Gerst had a little fun exploring the phenomena of water surface tension in space.
That's so cool. The trio actually put a GoPro camera inside a floating ball of water. 3D camera recording the fun inside the softball-sized water ball. They are all pretty happy about it. That's just so cool.
Yeah, they started with water, then they switched to vodka, and everything changed. Everything changed.
Woo-wee.
Crazy times, guys. Well, Maine could be in for 8 to 12 inches of snowfall.
That's right, just days after getting hit with a foot of snow last weekend from another storm.
That's right, crews working around the clock to restore power to people who haven't had it since Sunday or Monday.
Coming up next, we got a winter weather update. Tom Nizzle breaks down who gets what and how cold it gets and how long when we come back.
What makes Thermacare different? 2 words. It heals. How? With heat. Unlike creams and rubs that mask the pain, Thermacare has patented heat cells that penetrate deep to increase circulation and accelerate healing. Let's review. Heat plus relief plus healing equals Thermacare. The proof that it heals is you.
For the year? Hi, sorry, just want to say, I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
Discover Brookside and discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich dark chocolate covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices. It's chocolate and fruit flavors like you've never experienced before. Discover Brookside.
The Dueler tires on Terrence Knighton's truck are engineered to be Bridgestone's best SUV tires, and now they have an 80,000-mile tread-wear warranty.
Guess we're gonna be here a while.
First time on a treadmill?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
With an 80,000-mile tread-wear warranty, the Dueler tires are Bridgestone's best SUV tires. Go to BridgestoneTire.com to find a Bridgestone dealer near you.
There is no car in this accident. Because there was no accident. Volvo's most advanced accident avoidance systems ever. The future of safety from the company that has always brought you the future of safety. Give the gift of Volvo this season, and we'll give you your first month's payment on us.
It's here in your floor's crevices that vacuums leave microscopic allergens like these pollens and mold spores. But the Dyson DC65 uses a self-adjusting cleaner head for improved suction on hard floors and deep cleaning on carpets, while powerful cyclone technology captures even microscopic dirt and safely locks it all in here. DC65 sucks up more dust, dirt, and allergens than any other vacuum across carpets and hard floors.
This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this.
Every Thursday night, Xfinity from Comcast and NFL Network puts you right there for all the action. NFL Network is the place to see the rest of this season's Thursday night football games. And you won't want to miss a minute of the action. Don't miss the Bills versus the Dolphins and every other Thursday night football matchup. Get NFL Network when you upgrade to Digital Preferred TV for just $9.99 more a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY or go online.
Alltech Roofing, the area's premier roofing company since 1984. We are a family-owned and operated business, and we specialize in roof replacement, repair, and new construction of all roof types. Alltech Roofing is proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and have received numerous awards for quality and workmanship. Join our legions of satisfied customers today by calling Alltech Roofing for a free quote on any of your roofing needs.
Call Humana now at 1-866-680-4971.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy sky. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 20 minutes past the hour, and it's time once again to turn to winter weather expert Tom Nizzle, who I think is going to be very busy over the next few days.
I would imagine so. Tom, what do you got for us?
We have a busy weekend and a busy next week to look at. First, for the weekend, going through the rest of the day today, still winter storm warnings in effect for far northern Maine, places like Caribou under those warnings right now. Let's take a quick look at the radar here, and the radar does show the snow beginning to move out of the area here. This system is going to strengthen as it gets into the Canadian Maritimes, but likely not put down too much more snowfall across this region. And if we pull back on the radar a bit, guess what's going on out to the west? We have actually lake effect snow coming off of Lake Huron here, these narrow bands, and some lake enhanced snow over the higher elevations of western New York. We can see that on the radar. And by the way, guys, from 23,000 miles in space, take a look at this animation. This is the satellite imagery looking at the clouds coming across the lakes. That is lake effect snow taking place now. Not a lot going to occur there, but it's that time of the year to see it once again. If we look at our computer model and run through the rest of the day here, this low really strengthens as it works its way up into the Canadian Maritimes. But by the time it gets there, most of the moisture will have moved out of the state of Maine here. And you'll see that as we go into the latter part of the afternoon and into the evening, much of that snowfall has moved up into the Maritimes. However, we are going to see additional snow. In fact, most of this region, 3 to 5 inches of snow in far northern Maine. You can see here down along the coast, it's going to be too warm for any snowfall. So that's a look at what is going on in New England. Let's go back to the Great Lakes as we get into this afternoon. Another little clipper system on Saturday is going to move rapidly from the northern plains down across the Great Lakes region. And again, a little swath of snow here, but this is a moisture-starved, fast-moving system as it goes through the lakes here, putting down a little bit of snow through the UP of Michigan, far northern Michigan. And again, if we take a look at the total snowfall from this system, looking at more like 3 to 5 inches here, just enough to put a new dusting down for that area. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the day. Send it back over to you.
You are an excellent teacher. Thanks so much, Tom. We appreciate that. Okay, 40 years, 771 shows later, Saturday Night Live still running show, and there's been a huge cast that's come and gone.
That's right. Let's see, you've got Chris Farley, Dan Aykroyd, Will Ferrell, Tina Fey. That's just naming a few, but then you have another guy.
Yeah, that's right. Kenan Thompson, now in his 12th season, caught up with him as he celebrates the show's 40th season. Kenan Thompson.
Good morning.
How are you, my friend?
I'm great. It's always great to see you.
On the cusp, the eve of the 40th season.
It's huge.
SNL.
It's crazy.
I mean, it doesn't
I
look
mean,
a day
what else
30.
is like 40 years old?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm getting close to 40. The Price is Right been around like a little longer, 40 years. Tonight Show.
Yeah, Meet the Press.
How old is Today Show?
Today Show is over like 65 years old.
Really?
Yeah. But this is, and you are the senior cast member, 12 years.
Crazy, right?
I mean, do you remember when you were the rookie?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was an awesome time when I was a rookie. Like Jimmy Fallon, Tina, Amy, Rachel Dratch, Horatio, Chris Parnell, like all these guys. Tracy had just left, so there was like new blackness involved. But it was cool to like watch all those people getting down every week. Maya Rudolph, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
And so we got the 40th season. I mean, is there still those opening night jitters, you know, when you guys starting off a new season?
It's not just opening night jitters. It's like jitters for every show to me. You know, I'm lucky because I sing a little warm-up song to warm up the audience that doesn't really go on television.
Do you think you're going to work in an Al Roker this season?
I would love to, if you don't mind. I know I get it. I give it to you like every time I come here, but it's because you're standing here.
Well, here's the deal. My 16-year-old thinks once I was you did me, then all of a sudden I was cool.
You're back cool.
Suddenly I was cool.
I love it.
It only lasted for about a week, but
you're still cool.
So anything you can do to help.
No problem.
All right.
moving. I'm on your case. You heard it right here, folks.
Kenan Thompson, 40th anniversary season of SNL tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Bam! Be there.
What do astronauts eat?
Have lunch with one and find out. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Rich, chewy caramel, rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
All aboard.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
For most people, earning cash back ends here at the purchase. But there's a new card in town. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back twice. It's cash back with a side of cash back. The Citi Double Cash Card, the only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase, with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day starts with her minor arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain.
What's that, like 6 pills today?
Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
Really?
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
2 pills, all day strong, all day long. And now, introducing Aleve PM for a better AM.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jesse?
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because you can't be zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Sundays this winter.
Get down now!
Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9. Premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
The This morning on Wake Up With Al, we want to welcome you to your weekend. We're going to do that with a 1-2 punch of cold air here in the east over the next few days. Some folks dealing with steep double-digit temperature drops.
But there is a bright side. And take a look at it. All the rain and all the snow that's been plaguing the region is finally moving up and out. And we're going to show you when the skies clear up and when the sun will come out.
Plus, this is going to be really cool. We've got a visit from the U.S. Army Women's Skydive Team. They're going to drop in and show us how they battle varying weather conditions in both practice and competition to become national champs as the Power Hour of Wake Up With Al continues right now.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up With Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. 30 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up With Al. The idea of jumping out of a perfectly functioning plane willingly.
It's perplexing, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
But we can't wait. You're going to meet these women. They are amazing.
Indeed.
And also amazing, the top 3 weather stories we've got for you as you head out the door.
Yeah, let's pull the ripcord on these.
Okay, so we've got a 1-2 cool punch here in the eastern part of the country. We've got the jet stream dipping down 5 to 15 degrees below average in the northeast into tomorrow. We get a little bit of a break, and then a second dip comes on in. So as we move in, temperatures again still 5 to 10 degrees below average air temperatures. Out west, you're going to stay nice and warm. Look at these temperatures. 71 in San Francisco, 5 degrees above average. Los Angeles, 85 degrees. Tucson, 81. 12 degrees above average in Denver with a high of 66. And as we move east next week, an Arctic outbreak teens into the plain states with single-digit wind chills, 30s and upper 20s in Chicago, and that moves to the east and to the south. Let's get more now on what's going on out there right now with Jen.
All right, Al, so that big Arctic outbreak is a huge story that will affect everyone next week. But for now, we got a couple little stories that are affecting your Friday and potentially your weekend. So let's start in Corpus Christi, where it has now rained for 3 days in a row. It is cloudy this morning. We take a live look out over the courthouse at this hour, but a few raindrops off and on right through the last 2 hours here. On the radar, you're going to see a batch of some heavier rain now moving north of Corpus Christi, but heading up towards Beeville and Victoria in the next couple of hours. This is the last day, though, for this. You can see we still have some rain in northern Mexico, a couple of showers back towards Del Rio. The upper level low that's causing all of this will finally move out by the time we get to tomorrow. So today, our last cloudy, gray day. San Antonio, Laredo, Corpus Christi, and even Houston will have a much better day ahead for you on Saturday as the skies finally clear by the afternoon. We look at your forecast for tomorrow. Partly cloudy in Dallas and Houston, 73 degrees. Brownsville back to the mid-70s. You know, all this clouds and all this rain has actually kept us well below average across South Texas. Speaking of below average, that's what we have in Cleveland. Let's take a look out there, Cleveland. It is a chilly day today. Temperatures are starting off in the 30s. You got that wind blowing, and we're going to see a bit of a wind chill out there. Not terrible by, I think, Cleveland winter standards, but it's a gray day. I think it started. Our cloudy season has started for you. Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, all looking at temperatures in the 30s to start your day. And we're going to stay below average today. Detroit, we're at 42 degrees. That's 10 degrees below average. Actually a little above in Minneapolis, but get ready. There's another cold shot of air coming in. Sends us right back down on the other side of the seesaw. For tomorrow, 39 in Minneapolis, 42 in Chicago. But let me tell you, this is nothing compared to the big cold shot of air we've got coming in next week. And we will see signs of that across northern North Dakota, Minnesota on Sunday. More on that to come. Back to you guys.
All right. Hey, our friends at WPXI Channel 11, our great NBC station in Western PA, providing that shot for us. We've got some cooler air coming in. Look at your lunchtime temperatures hanging out here in Western New York. 40 degrees in Pittsburgh, 38 Buffalo. New York City struggling at 50. D.C., 54 degrees. And then as the afternoon wears on and that low pulls away, look at these temperature drops. Buffalo for a high 39. That's 11 degrees below average. D.C. is going to be 7 degrees below average at 54. Boston, you're at 49. Caribou, 35. Tomorrow, that cold air stays in here. So Pittsburgh, you're at 48. Burlington, 48 degrees. Here's your Sunday outlook, and that cold air really starts to filter on in. 43 in Buffalo. Boston, 53. New York, 54. Moderating just a tad. But, boy, by next week, it is going to be rough. Pittsburgh, look at this. Your average high, 55. Today, 41. You're up to 48 tomorrow and on Sunday. But then next week, woo,
It's going to be like a heavyweight boxer just kind of working the speed bag.
That's it. 1-2 punch starting to sweep into the Northeast. D.C., you're just going to be cracking the 50s for a high. All right, well, let's get a check of our news headlines this morning.
I think we should. We give Dara Brown. She's in the building. Dara, got a lot on the plate this morning, don't you?
Yeah, well, there's a lot to talk about today. Good morning to you both. Here's a look at what's going on in the headlines. The story behind the rescue of Philadelphia nurse Carlisha Freeland Gaither gets more and more fascinating. Police now say a GPS tracking device played a role in helping them find her. Turns out a car dealer had placed the device in the suspect's vehicle out of fear that the car might need to be repossessed because of a bad credit report. Delvin Barnes has been extradited to Virginia, where he's been charged in yet another abduction case involving a 16-year-old girl. And her tearful mugshot went viral after she was arrested for leaving her kids in a hot car while she went on a job interview. Strangers donated a total of $100,000 to help her out. But now Shanisha Taylor heading to court again. That's because she didn't put $40,000 of the donation in a trust for her children. Taylor says she has $72,000 of it left and is spending it on items like daycare and rent. And here's a Flashback Friday for some of you old enough to remember, although this might be everything old is new again. Green Army Men, Rubik's Cube, and Bubbles. They all got inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Yes.
The trio beat out other classic toys like the Operation Board Game, Slip and Slide, and My Little Pony.
And Pots and Pans made it on the list, too.
But I have all of those in my house.
Wow.
And my daughter was My Little Pony for Halloween, so everything old is new again.
And Reynolds was playing with Bubbles earlier this morning.
All my secrets.
Bubbles
coming to the light.
All right. Thanks so much, Dara. Have a great weekend. Let's check in with our own little bubble, Ms. Jen Carfagno.
Oh, Al, thank you. Now, you know what? Those Army Men remind me of Toy Story, and just announced Toy Story 4 is coming out. Get ready. All right, let's look at the weather. A day ahead across the southern plains. We've got some breezy conditions right across the central plains. Texas, northern Texas, great. South Texas, not awful, but not great either. We got gray skies and a few showers left for the first half of today, clearing out by later on. Temperatures in Houston looks nice this evening. Temperatures dropping down only into the upper 50s. So I think you'll have a pretty nice evening out here. The rain stays away for us in Houston. Northwest, our story in Seattle is that we finally have 2 back-to-back days with no rain. That has not happened in about a month. So Seattle will take temperatures in the 40s to start your day, but as long as it's sunny, we will enjoy it. We get up into the mid-50s today, down towards Portland and Medford, a few degrees warmer, and Salt Lake City looks pretty good as well with lots of sunshine. Seattle, take a look at this forecast. No rain. It's fantastic. We're going to see it going throughout today. Nice break out there, clear skies, before we really get into our rainy season, which we know in Seattle is about to begin. Speaking of rainy season, we would love some in California. Not going to get it in sunny Southern California. And we, in fact, got temperatures today going up well above average. We're going to be in the mid-80s. Time to hit the beach here. Guys, back to you.
Jen, thanks so much. One of Reynolds' favorites.
All time.
Florida rapper Presto Flo. He's in St. Petersburg, Florida. Watch what happens next.
Oh, wow.
Finds out the hard way that wind can be a little difficult and dangerous.
Oh, no. His production company posted this video on YouTube last week. We're told...
Well, goes to grab his hat and...
no.
Oh! Presto Flo! Bingo! Bango!
My heart will not beat with that Presto Flo. My hands cannot grip with that Presto Flo.
Presto Flo! Oh, so close. So very close. Yeah.
This video could actually get this workout to his advantage because it's already been viewed more than 1.6 million times for his most recent music video, my personal favorite. It's about 4,000 views.
Man. All right. Well, they're the cream of the crop of the Army when it comes to jumping out of planes.
That's right. We're talking about the Golden Knights. 4 of the elite team's women are coming up. They're also national champions.
That's right. How weather plays a major role on how they compete and train when we come back.
Stay focused.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Trade in your old lights and get up to $5 off the latest LEDs.
Happy birthday! Make a wish, buddy. Okay, now Mom's gonna cut the cake.
We all have a Disney side.
Who wants ice cream?
And the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side. Break the ice with breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
Approaching Medicare eligibility? You may think you can put off checking out your Medicare options until you're 65. But now is a good time to get the ball rolling. Keep in mind, Medicare only covers about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is up to you. That's where AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, come in. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, they could help pay some of what Medicare doesn't, saving you in out-of-pocket medical costs. You've learned that taking informed steps along the way really makes a difference later. That's what it means to go long. Call now and request this free decision guide. It's full of information on Medicare and the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans to choose from, based on your needs and budget. All plans like these let you choose any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, and there are no network restrictions. United Healthcare Insurance Company has over 30 years' experience and the commitment to roll along with you, keeping you on course. So call now and discover how an AARP Medicare supplement plan could go long for you. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over for generations. Plus, 9 out of 10 plan members surveyed say they would recommend their plan to a friend. Remember, Medicare doesn't cover everything. The rest is up to you. Call now. Request your free decision guide and start gathering the information you need to help you keep rolling with confidence. Go long.
Roll call.
Hey, let's look at Chicago live. Good morning, Chicago. Cold weekend ahead. Highs will be in the mid to upper 40s. Got a chance of some showers tonight and tomorrow.
Good people, nice pizza, but not exactly the best weather as we get into the weekend. Take a look. We're seeing that low that's going to come crawling. It's going to bring the scattered showers, but also that's going to be that punch of cold air we've been talking about. That's going to be the kicker into the weekend.
That's right. As you look and watch the activity come right across Chicago, it kind of peters out as that front moves through. So here's your forecast for Chicago. 46 for a high today. Tonight, you drop down to 40, and then chillier on Saturday. Partly cloudy skies, high only 42 degrees.
Goodness. Well, that's what we can expect on the Grand Below. Should we talk to some people who do stuff from the sky above?
That's right. Our next guests not only serve our country in the U.S. Army and Army Reserve with multiple tours between them, they are also national champions with the Army's Golden Knight female four-way parachute team.
Okay, these are all heroes. We got the names for you. Okay, let's see. Sergeant First Class Angela Nichols. Get Angela. I feel like we're in class.
That's right. Sergeant Daniela Woolsey. All right. Laura Dickmeyer, Sergeant Dickmeyer, and Sergeant Jennifer Davidson. Good to see you guys. This is amazing. I mean, so first of all, Sergeant Nichols, you're team leader. This is something, first of all, I can't even fathom jumping out of a plane willingly. But talk about something that is about as weather sensitive as it gets. How do you train in different kinds of weather?
Well, it is weather dependent. If the clouds are too low, below 2,000 feet, we can't even jump. So in weather related, speaking of cold, you lose 3 degrees every 1,000 feet you go up.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, and do the math, we jump at 10,500 feet, so it's usually pretty brisk anyway.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So to be up in those extreme conditions and just have that just crazy disorientation as you're falling, you have to have practice. You got to have practice, don't you?
Practice.
Man.
That's right. Notice
Every
you've got
day,
these
Monday to
boards.
Friday.
Where does that fit in?
Go ahead.
These are what we call creepers, and we use those to actually practice the jumps on the ground that we're going to do in the air.
So how does that work? Can you show us how that works?
Absolutely.
Step out of the way, yeah.
This is so cool.
It is pretty amazing.
My daughter always says, Dad, you're such a creeper. Listen here.
Different kind of creeper.
Yeah.
Different kind.
BHC 7.
So you obviously can't talk while you're doing this. So it's a matter of touch.
Absolutely. Free fall. You cannot speak to each other.
Do you use hand signals when you're up there? I mean, or do you just know each other so well, it's kind of almost to the point where you read each other's mind?
We have done this together for 4 years, so we absolutely can communicate just with a look.
Wow, that is really
especially
amazing.
Anger or frustration.
Anger or frustration. At 50,000 to 20,000 feet, anger and frustration, I would think, is not that good. So teamwork absolutely has to come to play in this more than just about any other sport. Because it's a matter of life and death in a sense.
Absolutely. We trust each other more than we trust probably some of our family members.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Well, I think we're going to leave it at that. When's your next competition?
Our next competition should be in actually in Rayford, North Carolina for the indoor parachute, or it's an indoor competition.
An indoor? How do you?
It's in a wind tunnel.
Okay, well that makes a difference.
Kind of simulates free fall.
Very cool.
Yeah. You're just jumping off a ladder. You're not going to have a great deal of time.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes I practice by jumping off of Reynolds.
It happens. Those two happen.
Guys, thank you so much. Let's head down to Atlanta. Jen Carpagno.
I think my kids are practicing for that about every day, jumping off the bed. All right, let's look at the 7-day forecast. We'll start with today. Below average readings from the Midwest to the Northeast. Little wind out there as well today, and some snow in spots, especially in northern Maine. We look at tomorrow's forecast, another reinforcing shot of below average air. But wait till you get through the weekend into next week. That's when the big cool down comes in, and it's beyond cool. It is cold, Arctic cold actually, and we're going to get this cold air plus some snow right through the upper Midwest on Monday. On Tuesday, the air is moving along. By Wednesday and Thursday, it spreads across the entire eastern half of the country. Back to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Jen. Thanks so much.
I feel like I'm the guy at the
Tom
oil change
Nizzle
place.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Someone's like,
wait, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. We got more coming up on Wake Up with Al as we free fall.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my leaf.
Grown in America, picked and packed at the peak of ripeness, with no artificial ingredients. Del Monte, bursting with life. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9. Premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, afternoon showers. High 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
From residential to commercial, from large loss to emergency response. Whenever damage strikes, call on the cleanup team that's faster to any size disaster at 1-800-SERVE-PRO, like it never even happened.
Dear Murphy, thanks for being a warm pillow, a snuggler, and showing me that slobber just adds character.
This holiday season, give thanks to the pets who inspire you. For 5 days only at PetSmart, save 30% on thousands of items. PetSmart.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Blah, blah, insurance. Person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. 6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you get to a better state.
What makes Thermacare different? 2 words. It heals. How? With heat. Unlike creams and rubs that mask the pain, Thermacare has patented heat cells that penetrate deep to increase circulation and accelerate healing. Let's review. Heat plus relief plus healing equals Thermacare. The proof that it heals is you.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now in America.
With so many schools, there's just no time to visit them all and make up your mind. Schools on demand, schools on demand. All you got to do is lift up your hand and go to Schools on Demand. Schools on Demand. Schools come to you on Schools on Demand.
When everything's included, the kids get a vacation of their own, and so do we. But when we get together, it's the best time of all.
I can feel it, yeah.
Right now, you can get up to 65% off. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Promo code FREE1000. Ready for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this. Listen to that.
See the weather like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Coming up on 53 past the hour, welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Next week on the program, with all this Arctic air, it is time to winterize your baby gear. Oh, baby, what you need to take your little one out into the elements this season. Plus, I'm going to try to head into the Guinness Book of World Records, try to attempt to do 34 hours of weather forecasting straight. And we're going to be doing it all across all the NBC television stations here on the Weather Channel, everywhere. And we'll be live streaming. You won't be able to get away from me. Wow, what a dream come true, huh? Now, somebody you wouldn't want to get away from because he is the best, our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle. And Tom, I know next week we're all going to be talking about this next batch of cold air coming out breaking off from the polar vortex.
There we go, Alan. You certainly are going to have a lot to talk about. We're going to take a look. This is a fantastic view here, looking at the entire northern hemisphere, kind of looking down at the North Pole. And this shows where the cold air is across the hemisphere. Some of the coldest air in the hemisphere set up here just west of Hudson Bay, Canada. That is going to move across Canada going into the weekend, but then getting into the beginning of the week, we get a blast of Arctic air that moves its way all the way down across the U.S. So let's play this out and show you how that air sets up across the northern hemisphere. And again, take a look at this. Going into that Monday to Wednesday time frame, that cold air working its way all the way down across the eastern two-thirds of the United States. Now, the cold air will be in place, but we need to lift that moisture in one way or another to turn it into snow. The first way to do that is pretty simple here. We can take easterly winds here, move those easterly winds up across the Rockies right here, the northern Rockies. That air gets lifted over the Rockies. The moisture condenses out in the form of snow, and we'll get several inches in that area. But as we get into the Great Lakes region, how are we going to lift this air right here to produce moisture? Well, I'll tell you how. Let's take a quick look at the science behind this. So looking at the snow into early next week, the cold air, or that dome of cold air, can actually act like a mountain range here. It's much colder and denser than the warm air. The warm air flows up above that cold air, and as it cools, we eventually see moisture condensed out in the form of snow. And that snow is going to occur across the upper Midwest and into the Great Lakes region. Places like Minneapolis, Green Bay, even Chicago may come into play. Right now, our computer models are showing a good swath of snowfall right here. Look at how it splits the seams here between Minneapolis and Chicago, with as much as 8 to 12 inches in store for the area. Guys, the devil's still in the details with the exact location of the snowfall. No doubt, though, we're going to see significant snows and a lot of cold air for the U.S. next week. Stay tuned here. We'll keep you updated. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. Let's take a look at the weekend forecast before the cold air gets here, because although there's a chill coming this weekend, it's nothing compared to next week. Temperatures on Saturday, 30s in Madison, 40s in Detroit. Little rain out there across lower Michigan. And Sunday, little snow perhaps across northern lower Michigan. Temperatures down into the upper 40s, Chicago, near 40 Minneapolis. Again, this is going to feel balmy compared to what's coming your way, like Tom was just telling you about. Let's go to some big games going on. We've got my Penn State Nittany Lions in Indiana playing the Hoosiers. We are looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. The winds are going to be a bit breezy. I wouldn't call it gusty, but they'll be at times up over 10 miles per hour. Let's go south, and we are going to be looking for some rain possible in Florida. You know, all the rain we've been tracking in Texas recently, all that moisture is coming now into central and south Florida. We get the chance for that in Orlando on Saturday. Temperatures hit about 80 there. Then on Sunday, a lot of sunshine from Memphis to Nashville to Raleigh to Atlanta, but we keep the showers around from Jacksonville down through Melbourne and all the way down into South Florida, including around Miami. Let's talk football, and we've got in Tallahassee here, the Seminoles are hosting the Cavaliers. Temperatures mid to upper 60s in the afternoon. Tailgaters will have temperatures in the upper 60s, but then temperatures dropping. It's a 6:30 game. Temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 50s by 8 o'clock. The winds should be fairly calm out there, maybe a little breezy from the north-northwest. All right, let's talk Southern Plains. Finally, we clear out. We've had such a cloudy week here in South Texas. That's gone. The rain is gone. Temperatures very nice. On Sunday, we hit 70 in Dallas, 69 in Oklahoma City, but you know the cold air is coming to you as well, so get ready for that next week. Now, Norman, Oklahoma, we go there for the Sooners and the Bears game. We look at temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, a little windy out there. Winds could be gusting over 20 or 25 miles per hour. I think the wind is going to be the big player here. Back to you guys.
And that does it once again for our 10 a.m. edition of Wake Up With Al. Thanks for joining us.
That's right. And coming up next, Weather Center Live with Jen Delgado, and we got Vivian Brown.
That's right. They're going to help you plan your weekend weather. We will see you back here on Monday at 5 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 66. Winds north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, afternoon showers, high 79. Chance of rain, 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.